don't know the statute. So you need to move.
That's assault.
That is assault.
I got it.
You need...
He stood on a public sidewalk with a camera. Seconds later, a police sergeant lunged, seized his phone, and sparked a legal firestorm. Was this a simple misunderstanding or a quiet abuse of power hiding in plain sight? On November 10, 2023, independent journalist Justin McKenry, owner of the Random Patriot YouTube channel, visited the Hot Springs Police Department alongside another auditor. They intended to follow up on an incident involving alleged use of force against teenage girls. While filming outside on a public sidewalk, Sergeant Michael Brown ordered McKenry to move. McKenry refused, adjusting his phone to better capture the officer. In response, Brown grabbed McKenry's phone and equipment, holding onto them until McKenry retreated several steps. Under federal law, the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals has recognized the right to observe and likely the right to record police activities in public. Moreover, Arkansas law explicitly prohibits officers from interfering with citizens recording in public spaces unless serious safety risks exist. In this case, McKenry wasn't obstructing movement threatening safety or committing a crime. Brown's act of grabbing the camera almost certainly violated both federal protections and Arkansas Code Section 21-1106.
What's up, man?
Nope.
Oh, no, I'm good. Is the police station open?
No, it's not. It's a holiday.
It is. That's how everything else was. I wasn't sure.
Yep.
Hell yeah. What are you guys up to?
Where's your straps?
Calls for service.
Just hanging?
Where's your straps?
We don't wear them all.
Yeah,
Officer First Class Corporal.
Nice.
Okay.
We just seen you guys film, so
Oh.
is your right.
Yeah,
Just
Oh, yeah.
talk-
Yeah, I just
make sure
wanna make sure
everything's
Oh, yeah,
okay.
we're cool. Yeah.
We're taking calls at the police, talking to people, making reports. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
If
We're just enjoying our day.
Come inside, so you'll-
Yeah, I didn't realize. I was thinking they were going to be closed Monday, not today. So we came up today to hang out, and everything's
Yeah, if
closed.
you come up on Monday, it'll be open up.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks. I don't think I mentioned it. So I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas right now. I'm with Auditing Arkansas, right behind me. Watch out. And I just had a couple police. They were nice. They just came and asked some questions, and I forgot I wanted to ask them some questions. So I just thought of something I wanted to ask you. If you got a minute, if you're busy, I can come back.
What's up?
So the Halloween incident with the trick-or-treating girls. Whatever happened with all that? Is there charges being pressed against them still?
I don't know the answer.
You don't know anything about that? Were you involved in that at all?
I was, yes.
You showed up? What do you think about it? You think Lieutenant May was in the right for escalating it to that level?
I mean, we're doing our jobs.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was. I think Lieutenant May was in the wrong. I'm not saying I think everyone else that showed up was in the wrong. They were doing their jobs, but I do think he was in the wrong. What do you think about it?
I mean, we were just doing our jobs.
Do you
so
think he was in the right? Would you? Or let me ask you this:
Okay.
would you have done it the same way?
I couldn't say. I mean, I wasn't in that situation, so I couldn't.
You've seen the video. You should know whether, if someone shows me a job site I've not been on, I'll tell you what I would have done or not would have done. So what would you have done on that job site?
I mean, he encountered somebody that broke the law, and he dealt with the situation. So, I mean, that's all.
So you think if someone's littering, it's okay to escalate it to violence?
I mean, if you have a non-compliant suspect, okay.
What do you think, brother?
I mean, that's your opinion.
You think people should get beat up for littering?
I prefer not to say.
Huh?
I prefer not to say. I mean,
So refer not to say is kind of saying. I know what you're saying.
I don't see anything against
Yeah.
the lieutenant because it's,
Right. That's exactly.
Well, he's
That's
not
what's
my
happening.
lieutenant, so
you're still at range.
it doesn't really matter.
We're just hanging out.
Yep. Do you guys think it's okay to go hands-on with someone for littering? Let me ask you this. If I threw a cigarette butt right in front of you right now, would you go hands-on with me?
It's all going to depend on the situation.
Well, in this situation,
Right. What are we doing right now?
asking you a question.
Okay. Are these other units investigating something right now?
No idea. They came up and talked to us first.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm
And-
sorry. I'd be asking if he was busy.
Okay, if they're investigating or if they're doing something right now, by law, you're interfering in a governmental operation, so y'all need to...
Interfering is a physical act, so asking him a question is not interfering. And I literally...
Sir.
And sir, hold on, let me
That's not
finish.
what I'm
Let me
doing
finish,
here.
and then I'll let you talk. And whenever I walked up here, I asked him specifically, hey, are you busy? Because if you are, I'll come back. And he said, no, what's up? So now we're talking. I didn't just come bombard him. I literally asked him, "Are you busy? And can we talk?" And he said yes.
But if
They're
the
not-
units
don't
are here in
threaten
the
us with
parking lot,
arrest.
then they're taking care of an official business.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
And they came up to me and started talking to me first. And then I came in.
Wanting to know if you were part of the call that they were up here on.
That was you're doing some more assuming, sir. You're doing some more assuming. I have it all on video.
Citizens,
Yeah,
sir.
go,
Let
go.
me get out of
Yes,
y'all's
sir.
way.
Let me get out of your way.
We don't want we don't want to impede or
So-
anything. We just ask questions.
You assumed that when they came up and talked to me is because they thought I was part of the call. All that's assuming. All that's assuming.
Explaining to you that if they're out here, they're on official business.
Okay.
But if you're
Until
in
they
uniform
can-
in your car, you're on official business.
You're always on official business.
That doesn't necessarily mean I
gentlemen.
can't talk to you.
Are you on official
We're
business
finished
right
with
now? So back to my question. If I threw a cigarette down right now in front of everyone here, would you go hands on with me?
I know what this is in reference to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just tell you like this. Each situation is going to be handled.
Okay, so I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about this situation. If I pulled a
You
cigarette
would be
butt,
asked to pick it up.
okay, let's say I didn't pick it up. What happens?
It's still a Class A misdemeanor. You can still go to jail.
Okay, so if I don't pick it up and I walk away,
There's a lot of ifs in life, okay?
Well,
And I'm not going to if this
I'm just
conversation
asking
with
you a few
so
questions.
This conversation is finished.
Okay.
you seem uncomfortable
No,
answering my
it's not an if.
questions.
What's the Third Amendment to the Constitution?
As far as that, I don't recall right offhand.
And you sworn up to uphold the Constitution, did you not? Would you look that up when next time you go in and remember?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Can you quote me all of the Fourth and the Fifth Amendment or the 16th Amendment?
Not by word, but I can
Okay.
tell you what it's about.
I could do most of that, yeah, definitely. What's
All
the
right, we're finished right
What's the
there.
5 elements of the First Amendment? That's an easy one. What's the 5 elements of the First Amendment? I'll give you a
We're
hint.
finished with this conversation.
I'm gonna give you a hint
okay?
because I want you to get it right. The acronym is RAPS. R-A-P-P-S.
I'm gonna get out. I'll make sure I'm out of the way.
R-A-P-P-S.
Conducting an
All right, I won't bother him.
Y'all need to
We'll leave it alone.
move down.
We're good right here.
the area that
I'm
he's
allowed to stand right here.
No, sir, you're not. You're going to have to move from where he's investigating this.
It's not impeding anything.
Sir, this is what I'm fixing to tell you. You're interfering with a governmental operation.
Interfering-
If you do not
interfering
move from right here,
is a-
I'm not going to explain it to you.
Do you have a
Is
lieutenant?
this the lady he's working with?
Do you have a lieutenant?
I'm a sergeant.
Do you have a lieutenant, sergeant?
I do have a.
Can I get him down here, please?
No.
Because you don't know what you're saying right now.
I can tell you, you need to move.
Interfering is a physical
You
act.
need to move. You
So-
don't know the statute.
So did you?
I'm a sergeant.
Do you have a lieutenant,
I
sergeant?
do have a.
Can I get him down here, please?
No.
Because you don't know what you're saying right now.
I can tell you, you need to move.
Interfering is a physical
You
act.
need to move. You don't know the statute.
So-
you need
Hey,
to
that's-
move.
that's assault.
That is assault.
I got it.
You need to move.
Brother, give me my phone and I'm leaving. Give me my
Yeah,
phone.
you're fixing to move.
Okay, give me my phone and I'll
You back up and I will give you your
Give me
phone.
my phone and I'll leave.
Let's go. Come.
Back
He
up.
just assaulted him in front of you. Are you
Back
gonna do
up.
something
Or
about it?
you're going to jail.
He didn't assault him.
Brother, give me my phone.
Do you know what the-
So you escalated it to violence, just like
Yeah,
I
just
said
like-
you would.
During the confrontation, McKenry challenged Brown's claim that verbal disagreement constituted interference. Under Arkansas law, interference with law enforcement requires physical force or a threat of physical force, not mere words. While another statute, obstruction of governmental operations, allows for charges based on non-physical behavior, obstruction cannot be based on challenging unlawful orders. Sergeant Brown insisted McKenry was interfering, but likely confused the legal definitions between interference and obstruction. His actions leaned heavily on misinterpretation rather than grounded law.
The reason I did, if you will read the statute, you're interfering.
It's a physical act. It's a physical act. You just screwed up,
It does
brother.
not have to be
You just screwed
physical.
up. You're getting a complaint on your record.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Go
We hear
ahead.
Complaints. You
But
guys
if
have the
you-
right to complain. Come on, Sergeant. They're
You
just trying
screwed
to
up,
bait.
brother.
They're baiting us. They're baiting us.
Hey, sir, I don't want your paycheck. Promise you, I don't. I don't need it.
This is all. You guys can't impede parking spaces in front of businesses. Impede parking spaces in front of.
You just screwed up, man.
If you're gonna rightfully,
We're gonna stay on the sidewalk.
Get somewhere you can lawfully record.
We'll stay on the
Not a
sidewalk.
place
Don't
where you
be
can-
I can lawfully record right here. Thank you, Captain. I'm very sorry.
Look, we're not interfering. We're not going to say anything to anybody. We're going
Okay.
to stand here and we're going to be quiet.
You just let your ego get ahead of you, man.
I'm going to stay out. We're not,
Sergeant M. Brown, what's your badge number, please?
My badge number is 16.
16.
And if you will read the statute, it does not have to be physical.
It is-
It can be verbal.
No, it can't.
You don't know the law very
I do know it. I know it better than you. You don't even know the First Amendment, brother.
Importantly, obstruction charges under Arkansas Code 554-102 only apply if someone hinders lawful police action. If the order to stop filming was itself unlawful, then refusing to comply would not constitute obstruction. McKenry was well within his rights to resist moving further away while filming peacefully on a public sidewalk.
Okay, if they're investigating or if they're doing something right now, by law, you're interfering in a governmental operation, so y'all need to...
Interfering is a physical act, so asking him a question's not interfering.
Sir, this is what I'm fixing to tell you. You're interfering with a governmental operation.
Interfering.
If you do not
Interfering
move from right here.
I'm
not going to explain it to you any
Do you have
further.
a lieutenant?
McKenry later accused Sergeant Brown of assault and damaging his property. While the Arkansas legal definition of second-degree assault involves substantial risk of injury, Brown's grabbing of the phone better fits the statute of criminal mischief, which covers reckless damage to another's property. There's strong ground to argue that by snatching and damaging McKenry's recording equipment, Sergeant Brown committed criminal mischief under Arkansas Code 5-38204.
Can I ask you, other than quizzing us, just here to...
I was actually just coming to talk and ask questions, and then he came up, started shit with me. I was like, me and them were having a really cool conversation, being really polite. There was no anything until he came up. The sergeant came up and was the worst one on scene was the sergeant.
I said if they're here, they're doing an official investigation, you need to be back
Do you have a complaint form on you? Can I do it right now?
We can do it. You can do a complaint.
Can I do it right now?
Normally, this is what I do.
Could you get me one, man? Like, I'm asking you, please. Yes, please.
It may be something that has to be done Monday, or when a lieutenant's on duty. I don't believe that there's a lieutenant there.
There's not a lieutenant on duty that you could call for me?
No, there's not. Our lieutenant leaves at 2 o'clock, and the last one left at 3.
You just broke my... He broke my property, by the way.
I got it on video.
Yeah.
You get it. That was assault.
That's assault.
You want to touch him as assault. And you, corporate, you're scared to do anything to your sergeant.
Yeah. You need to stand up and do what's right, brother. Don't just go along with it because he's your sergeant.
That's Hot Springs Police Department.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you as well. I'm not here to start anything. We were literally here talking to a couple police officers who came up to us first. I came back to talk to them, asked them politely if you're busy. They said, if you're busy, I'll come back. When you're not, he said, no, what's up? So me and him were having just a normal conversation, and then Sergeant, I already forgot his name, he came up and started escalating with me immediately, saying I was interfering, I don't need to be talking to him, and I told him he was assuming things. I already asked him if he was busy or not. Well, anyways, he wants us out of here, so we get up on the sidewalk, away from everything, and he immediately gets on my face, grabs my phone out of my hand, breaks
Snatches it.
this in half, and gets in my face and starts walking me back, saying that I'm gonna go to jail for standing here filming.
Well, I think from what he was telling me, that the guys were here on official business and they were trying to answer calls for service, and y'all were filming that. He was just, from what he told me, that he just asked you guys, don't interrupt their official business. Don't interrupt. I'm just talking. Okay. But anyway, he just said that they were trying to do official business, and by you guys being up in their business, he just asked you to step away from them while they do their official.
And we
business.
did immediately.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Then he took my phone and broke it, and got in my face and threatened to arrest if I don't leave the premises.
Yeah, threatened to arrest us both.
I mean, I don't know what transpired to provoke that either
You got
way.
an obvious break.
I mean,
equipment here.
my stuff's broken, and we got it on film, so
Well,
we're
on
obviously
film. You guys are on film just as well.
we're obviously not lying. So
we film the same thing.
So are you kind of in the, like, what's your stance on all this?
Well, until I see a video of otherwise, I mean, it's just.
So you're just going to take his word over ours?
No, you have a video and he has a video. I'd like to go look at both of those.
I'd like to file a complaint on him, please.
For
assault?
Come on.
And battery?
Yeah.
Really?
I have broken. Bro.
He reached out.
Right, but I think, don't you think that's a little...
No, I do not.
Really?
Don't you think he took it a little far? Yeah, let's say I get in your face and I grab your camera and break it.
That's not gonna happen.
Am I going to go to jail for that? Yes. So why isn't he? So he needs to go to jail too.
We're the police. You just can't...
Exactly. So that's my whole point, is you think you're better than us and you can get away with shit that I can't get away with.
No, you think you're better than us because...
No, I don't. I was talking to dude like a normal person. You're crazy, brother. This is crazy.
So you're not listening to me.
No, because you're taking their side.
Nobody. All right, so here's the side, okay? You can come here Monday. The captain will be here. You're more than welcome talking to her.
This is Hot Springs Police Department.
Hot Springs Police Department.
Trash.
Why would you go and say?
Because that's what you're acting.
Nobody.
I just got assaulted and you're taking his side.
You didn't get assaulted.
I absolutely did.
What is assault?
Any unwanted touching,
Yes.
according to statute.
And what do you think that he did?
He reached out, snatched the phone out of his hand.
After what? After he told him to step back?
After I backed up.
Did he tell you to step back?
And I did.
And then what did you do after that?
And I kept backing up wherever he
That's
told
not
me
what they're
to.
saying. And you won't let me go look at the video to say.
Go look at it. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay.
After the encounter, McKenry filed a formal complaint and a claim for his damaged property. In a letter dated November 28, 2023, the police chief admitted that Brown's actions fell short of expected professionalism. Brown received official disciplinary action, although details were not disclosed. Additionally, the city reimbursed McKenry $23 for the broken equipment, a small amount but a significant acknowledgement that wrongdoing had occurred.
Here, his will be a better view.
I'll see if I can rewind this.
I don't appreciate you calling us trash.
Well, I don't appreciate being assaulted and you're laughing at me about it.
Nobody.
I came up here, dude, and those
What
first...
time did anybody laugh?
You just did. I have it on camera too. Do you want to watch you laughing? Do you want to watch you
I laughed
laughing?
that you were saying that you
Did
were
he laugh?
assaulted.
Yeah.
So now we got two on two. Yes, you did laugh. I have it on film. Do you want to watch you laughing at me saying I was assaulted?
Did you find it?
Well, it's going to take a minute.
I got time.
We were having a very good conversation, very positive. Nobody was like mad that I was talking to them. It was a fine conversation until Sergeant walks up. Then he immediately escalates the entire thing. And no one's even getting in his face. Like, we are backing up doing what he's saying, and then he still grabs my phone out of my hand and breaks it because I'm not leaving the entire premises. I don't have to leave the entire premises.
No, you don't.
I don't. Well, that's what he broke my phone over and threatened arrest on me for. That's illegal too. You can't threaten arrest for something that's not illegal. You can't go around saying I'm going to arrest you if you don't leave here.
You can, but
Yes,
you
you
won't go to
can.
court.
No, you can't.
It's private property. If he says
This isn't private property.
No, I'm saying they can't. You said they can't say that. Yes, they can.
If
On
it's private, that's not this
somebody has asked you to
circumstance.
leave,
That's
you have
not
to
this
leave.
circumstance. This circumstance is public.
I'm getting close.
This is public property.
How's this actually operate?
So you hold it like this, and that attaches right there.
Oh,
See, that's
okay.
broken.
That is broken. Yes, I do see where that is broken.
I'm not going to pretend it was $100 or anything. It was literally $15 at Walmart. If I could get my money to replace that and an apology, I would love to shake his hand and just be out of here.
No complaints with A.
That's entirely up to Sergeant Brown if he would like to do that. I mean, I think that we all learned a little bit from this incident, and I think we can all be a little bit better in how we do it. Like I discussed with you about,
Yes, sir.
you know, letting somebody disengage and not trying to re-engage and try to make them, you know, look bad in front of folks. So that's.
I don't mean to argue, but I promise you, I wasn't trying to. If he knew the answer, then he doesn't look bad. I didn't know he didn't know the answer. Me and the other cops were having a really good conversation.
You were? I saw that.
And then he came and escalated it by assuming a bunch of things he didn't know. And then now me and him are kind of having a not so good conversation. And that's where that tone came from, because he came in with a bunch of assumptions that he had no idea about, that I was bombarding those cops and I wouldn't leave them alone, when literally you saw me ask if you're busy or not, and I'll come back if you are.
I did see
And
that.
so he assumed a bunch of stuff, and now me and him are arguing because he's assuming stuff, and I'm still trying to give him an easy question.
Well, right now we've gotten through that, right? You understand where he's coming from.
So far, we'll see how it goes. Yes.
He understands where you're coming from, right? And we're all going to learn, and we're going to try to be better, right?
Definitely.
And like I said, just try to understand what I talked to you about with that space, and respecting when somebody says hey, and when they try to disengage. Okay, now if Sergeant Brown wants to take care of that, that is entirely up to you all. If you want to press anything further, you are more than welcome to as well. Okay?
Well, an apology and a handshake is good for me.
I don't do many handshakes. I'll do a fist bump or something. But as far as what I was trying to explain to you, interfering with a governmental operation is not always physical. It can be refusing to comply with a lawful command.
And that wasn't a lawful command. That wasn't a lawful command for me to get off this public property right here. I was well away from everything that was happening.
I'm just trying to explain to you what he's
Well,
trying to tell
he
you.
needs to just be more chill with the public and not try to force your authority over everybody because they said something you didn't like.
Hold on.
That's what happened.
I know, but stop.
That is what
I know,
happened.
okay, but listen. See, instead of just saying stop doing this and stop, throwing your authority, why don't you say, hey, I think you could have come at me a little different.
Why aren't you saying that to him?
Because you're the one that's saying
No,
it.
he's the one that escalated it.
I'm trying to
No,
help.
no, I'm not done. No, whenever he came up to me He is the one that escalated everything. Why aren't you telling him, hey, when you talk to the public, you could say it a lot nicer. You could do this, you could do that. You're not doing any of that. You're doing it to me.
He was just fixing,
to your professional sergeant.
He was just fixing to apologize, and then you told him how he should come at you, and that he should.
Well, no, he wanted to justify his actions before he apologized. So instead of apologizing, he started on a rant about how he was justified doing what he was doing, instead of just saying, sorry, brother.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable.
What about my equipment?
We will address that.
Do you apologize for breaking my equipment and getting in my face?
As far as being in the face, you had your camera within 12 inches or less.
You walked up to me. I didn't move,
All right,
brother. You got in my face. It's on camera you getting in my face. And that is why I call Hot Springs Police Department trash. Because you could have just apologized and we could be cool, but you would rather hold your ego in your pants and walk in the police station. Can I get a complaint form, Lieutenant? Can I get a complaint form?
Yes, hang by.
Thank you.
Just fill this out here. Bring it back up here. Just leave this top part. This is what we'll fill out. But you'll need the type of complaint and then fill out all your information. This is the affidavit part, okay?
10-4.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Appreciate you. You guys have a good day.
Guys, remember, 14.
14.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Sergeant Brown receives an F. His aggressive and hostile behavior interference with lawful filming, property damage, and misunderstanding of basic constitutional rights reflect poorly on law enforcement standards. Arkansas law clearly outlines citizens' rights to film in public, and Brown's actions showed either ignorance or disregard of these protections. While there were faint signs of growth, such as Brown's eventual willingness to read the constitutional amendment he was unfamiliar with, it does not excuse his initial misconduct. Hopefully, the disciplinary measures will prompt meaningful change. McKenry earns an A. McKenry earns, throughout the ordeal, he remained composed, firm, and legally sound. He defended his First Amendment rights without escalating the situation into physical conflict. His persistence in holding the officer accountable through complaints, legal claims, and public exposure demonstrates responsible civic engagement. Once again, a basic question emerges. How many unnecessary confrontations could be avoided if officers received thorough education on citizens' rights? When officers wrongly assert authority over peaceful activity, it is not only the individuals involved who suffer it, weakens the legitimacy of the entire system. At Citizens vs. Systems, we challenge you to think, was Sergeant Brown's misunderstanding an honest mistake or an abuse of power? Should there be harsher penalties when officers violate clearly established rights like filming in public? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have a real conversation about accountability education and the power balance between citizens and authority.